Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Gunawan Azis, currently pursuing a master degree in science education as an author and lecturer for ESD courses Mr. Riyandi and Ms. Rini Solihat from the Department of Biology. I will present with the title Utilization of Household Waste Used Cooking Oil in School as Part of Environmental Pollution Awareness related to improving student science literacy. Introduction. The need for awareness related to environmental pollution. Environmental pollution occurs due to several events and human actions. Do not have to look for environmental pollution widely and large, sometimes around our environmental without us releasing many influences that of course relates to environmental pollution, including cooking oil was used or often referred to as cooking oil jelantah. Ingredient that we always find in various places of the culinary industry, namely a cooking oil, many of which use cooking oil is not only for the culinary industry, even to housewives use cooking oil as daily cooking and necessity. Cooking oil serves an introduction to heat, sulfur flavor, enhancers and calorie value enhancers of fonts to of the many use of cooking oil. What if this cooking oil is used continually in not good for human health condition? According to health standards, cooking oil should not be used repeatedly because it makes the chemical composition of the oil increase by the number of acids and peroxidants and produce carcinogenic compounds that occurs during the frying process. This cooking oil is often referred to as cooking oil with the remaining cooking oil is used more of the color with the dark and dangerous. The continuous of used cooking oil by humans can cause various diseases including cancers, can reduce the intelligence of the next generations and deposition of fats and blood vessels. This change in property makes the cooking oil suitably for yeah, as a food ingredient. What's more, nowadays there are many children snack on the ingredient for frying pan is cooking oil, an important role for you as teacher in socializing the impact of using cooking oil that is used repeatedly, especially in our school to students and students. In addition to socializing the impact of a teacher, being required to issue idea and creativity in solving this problem. One of the creativity idea a teacher is to change using cooking oil into hand a soap, both solid and liquid by linking into the scientific literacy of students. Scientific literacy can the decision to make decision in everyday life through an assessment of scientific information and concept. Based on this experimentation, we can quote that citizens can solve problems in everyday life through scientific literacy. Why not teacher? Bring the scientific literacy to the problem of cooking oil that is used repeatedly or calorie using cooking oil because teacher need the extent to which student understand this used cooking oil with the activations of students and student reading at home. It is clear the test is different between students who often read at home and at school, with students who are less interested in reading, and it is very clear that it also has effects on student scientific literacy. Next, point SD in Indonesia. Pilar development, F environment. Number 6, clean water and proper sanitation. Next, responsibility, consumption, and products. Experimental method. The research method used is a quasi-experimental method with on group pretest post-test research design. The research used this design by only examining on class so that a comparison class is not needed. Coupled with intervention with studies to measure the extent to which study and students understand scientific literacy about environment pollution, especially in use of cooking oil, but cooking oil at home, restaurant, market, and others. The pretest and the initial say then student will be give science learning by conducting experiment to make soap based on used cooking oil. After completion, student will be give a final test post test and the final stake. The research lokal is a SMPN Nasional Bandung, Jalan Sadang Serang nomor 13, Sekelawa Subdistrik, Coblong Subdistrik, Bandung. Next, result and discussion. Based on the result of interview and primarily test, pretest to the 7th grade students of the Bandung National Junior High School, as many as 30 students, it was obtained that 3 were 10 students knowledge of environmental pollution, when the initial present was relative high from the test score of almost all we and were correctly as many as a student and studied during the initial present were classified as moderate by only answering half of the test, and 12 students and students during the initial present were categorized as low by only answering a few correctly. The data can be seen in table, where the table is the rows of the initial presence. Number of students, high, medium, and low. Sense literacy present. Number of cases anywhere, 1 and 4 low. 6, 8 medium. 9, 10 high. Next, after after the result of the present show that the scientific literacy ability of students toward environmental pollution, especially is using cooking oil, was still categorized as low. The student will be give science learning by conducting experiment on making soap made from using cooking oil, where all students look enthusiastic, actively experimenting with the producers that have been give previously below is a picture of used cooking oil brought by student and student directly from their former frying house as evidenced by figures. Picture of using frying oil brought by students to conduct experiment. Above is used cooking oil left over from a frying pan brought by students from their respective homes to experiment with making soap made from used cooking oil, which can be from frying chicken, ready to eat, fish, and other. Students conduct experiment with the gift producer where the main ingredient used frying oil after all procedures are carried out. The result of the soap making experiment run successful, which can be proven by picture. Experimental result of using frying oil into soap. Picture of the experimental result of using frying oil in hand washing soap. Above is used frying oil into hand soap where the result of the experimental of student of the Bandung National Junior High School where the activity went very well to that it could produce hand soap product. However, its style has to be improved by the lack of the density in the soaps and the ingredients used are too to few. After completion, the active of student and student will be give a final test post test to determine the extent of inflation on increasing scientific literacy of student and student on environmental pollution, especially in using cooking oil in the final stage. The result of the final test post test to the 7th grade student of the Bandung National Junior High School, as many as 30 students, that the result of the increase in scientific literacy of the student of the Bandung National Junior High School were obtained. The data can be seen in table, where the table is the result of the final test post-test. Number of students, science literacy present, number of question and answer, high, medium, and low. Next, conclusion. The conclusions obtained from the research activity are that scientific literacy supports a person to live in the environment and in his place of work, armed with the knowledge, understanding, skill, and values contained in the scientific literacy of studying in the aspect of scientific literacy belong to the low category. However, it is classified and high in the aspect of learning motivation as evidenced by the result before and after the test, where the result of the preliminary pretest of the student scientific literacy are low and the result of the final test post-test of student and studies are high. Student conduct experiment with great enthusiasm. In the it is a pity that there are many shortcomings such as less than soap and other because this activity was carried out during the COVID-19 pandemic. We tend to be in a hurry because the time for children to be in the school environmental is limited. Next, thank you for attention. Hopeful it will be useful for all us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.